Hi artists! We're going to work on some graffiti lettering and look at the graffiti alphabet, some ideas to make your own tag, to start some wording and maybe a phrase or two. This is a really great book called The ABCs of Style, and inside that book is a picture of a graffiti alphabet example. And you can imagine there's a million ways to do this because everyone sees the lettering differently. But I'm going to show you how to do your own graffiti lettering. So let's get started. As you know, a tag is a word design using the qualities of line, but you don't actually color it in. So a tag is just like your ID. But let's use that concept to create some graffiti lettering using your tag. And your tag could be your initials rather, which is the first and the last letter of your last name and your first name. And that's super easy to do. I'm using this dry erase board so that you can see my work on the screen. You should have your first page of your sketchbook set up in a way that has 4 areas, and you're using a pencil and a really good eraser because you're going to really need that eraser to rely on this lesson. So going back to my dry erase board, this is just for example. Pretend I'm using a Sharpie or a pencil just for example purposes. Your first corner is going to be your initials, the first letter of your first name and the first letter of your last name. And just simply write that as big as you can. And maybe you can distort it a little. That's what we're going to do in the second box. So I'm going to take my initials and make them sort of angled and wavy. And maybe it's that. You can do all sorts of different ways of making your initials different. You can fill up the space or not. Again, you're using a pencil with a good eraser. So now I'm going to go back and look at my initials and I'm going to box them out. Just like we did block lettering, we did this in a previous time frame lesson. You're going to go around these letters with a block. So you're just following the outline of what you made, and you'll go back and erase what's on the inside. I'm using a cotton ball so I don't erase everything. I'm trying to pretend like I'm using a pencil and eraser here. So then it creates your block letters or your bubble letters. It could have round edges, that's fine too. So now you're going to take that to the next level by making it distorted, and distorting it is just making it sort of not normal, for lack of a better description. It's adding the vertical into horizontal or vice versa, and however you want to make it wavy. So I'm going to wave my letters. And again, you go back and change whatever you don't like with your eraser. I can also make this straight edge, and I'll go over that with my dry erase marker to show you that it doesn't have to be rounded out, it can be straight edge. How does a T look? That's straight edge. So this is exploring your name basically and your initials and how you might make your own signature in graffiti. Looks sort of like an S, but we'll go for it, right? The last one, this last one is to add a small, like, you know, little detail that makes it your own. So it could be an arrow, it could be a heart, it could be a squiggle, it could be anything that you add on to this that makes it true to you, something that says something about you. So think of a symbol. I'm going to redraw what I drew. It's my weird J. You may take several tries to make this. That does look like an S, doesn't it? Well, maybe it's my son's initials. He's ST. And I'm going to add a little box on the bottom there. So see how this evolves into something as you keep creating, and that's what this is meant to do, to have you think about how you might make it unique. So if I was going to add an arrow, I could do here. Let's just like shorten that up a little bit. Or in something like that. And then let's say my J, I'm kind of not happy with it, so maybe I'll interject a line there and make something different. So I can go back and tweak it. So now it looks more gay-ish. Again, you're going to be using your pencil and eraser a lot on this one. So there you go. So I added an arrow, but like I said, you could do a lightning bolt, you could do a star, you could do anything that comes off the lettering that you feel says something about you. Hearts, a little symbol, nothing big or crazy or too detailed, because you're going to add color to this. I'm going to do this lesson sped up in my sketchbook in the next part of this video to show you how my JT comes out. And I'm going to do all 4 boxes, and you'll see it sped up with a Sharpie and a pencil and an eraser, just as you have done here. So don't judge it, just go for it, try your best, make a lot of mistakes, that's what this is for, and then you'll come up with something that you really like. Have fun, artists.